Nerd Ventures, what's up? Hope you guys doing well. Welcome to another stream. Thursday morning stream. November the 18th. The week of the Spider-Mans. That trailer was so wild. I honestly feel like a lot of news got out of the way of this trailer. Nobody really wants to drop any big news or any big stories when the only thing that people want to talk about is Spider-Man. So it's been pretty wild. We are going to talk about a brand new interview happened last night on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Michael Keaton talking about Vulture. He's recording some Vulture stuff. What does it mean? There's no way he could be in No Way Home, right? Or could there be? We're going to talk about that, break that down. Plus, Tom Hollands saying some weird stuff about Spider-Man. If I'm still playing this role in my 30s, you have the right to throw me off a bridge. That's not verbatim what he said, but it was essentially something like that. We want to break it down. What's going on, man? Is he playing hardball with the contract? Does he seriously not want to be Spider-Man? Is he going to die in this next movie? We'll break it all down. There's some fun Hawkeye stuff I want to go over as well. It's going to be a good day. I'm pulling into the tower right now. I'll see you in a second. Woo! Thursday morning. Let's get it in. Let's get it going on. Whoo! Chad, this is an interesting music choice you have today. Interesting is a nice way of saying it sucks! Anyway, we'll let it ride. See how it does. See how the playlist goes, and maybe we'll switch it up in a little bit. How's everybody doing out there? Hope you guys are doing well. It's going to be a good stream. It should be a good day for content as well. There's also some really weird sort of rumblings out there. I'm trying to follow up on a few stories, and I may well do a video later today about Disney. And about Bob Chapek and Kathleen Kennedy. Really weird stuff. So first it sort of came out that there were going to be no Star Wars announcements at D23. Then apparently, and I really want to check this out. This is kind of, I just saw it. Apparently Bob Chapek's name got taken off of the D23 thing. They randomly took his name off of D23. So weird. What does that mean exactly? I'm not 100% sure, so I'm going to look into that. We might do a little speculative video about what's going on with Disney. Their stock is having a really, really rough time right now. Dude, this is too much. It's too... Chet, no, too much, man. Too much. Nope. Yep, turn it off. Nope, not that one. Nope. I don't want... Nope. Just find something different, man. I can't with this right now. Just go back to the usual thing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it sort of thing. What are you doing? This'll do. Cool. Okay, cool. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. But first, let's begin with some Michael Keaton news. And also, if you could do me a favor and smizash the Lizike button, it would really help us out. And you know what else, too? I want to share that today at 1 p.m. when we do our Nerd Ventures stream, we're going to talk about a couple of cool things. We're going to talk about just kind of little updates for the channel. Also going to talk about the BBS website, whether or not we're going to keep that website around. We might be making a sort of drastic change with what we do with that website, if we even keep it around. So if you are interested in that, make sure you come on by the Nerd Venture stream today, or just check out the Discord and get in touch with one of the mods if that's something you're really interested in. We can get you a link to get into that stream. But I also wanted to tease, because I think it's super cool. Chet, what's the deal, man? I still want music. What are you doing, bro? That's two, man. Okay. Don't. Nope. I hate this song. Switch it. It's like he's force choking me or something over there. Dude, whatever. Just leave it on. Just shut your mouth. Okay. So I also want to share with you guys that I'm going to be showing you some concept art for the comic book that I'm writing. I got some art back from the artist today. And so I want to sort of exclusively share some of that stuff with you guys behind the scenes, not sharing a lot of this stuff publicly. But if you are a Nerd Venture member, I will share it with you later today at 1 p.m. on that stream. All right, let's see what Michael Keaton's saying, man. Let's look at this together.
Our first guest tonight is one of the best actors ever.
Dude, 15 minutes?
Birdman.
Okay, so that's like 1450.
Night Shift, Mr. Mom. Go ahead, Guillermo. Pick it up.
Wow.
Batman Return.
Shooting tomorrow. I'm shooting. You shooting tomorrow? Yeah, man. What are you shooting?
Shooting tomorrow. Ooh. Okay, here it is. Yeah, pause that. Jeez, man, you're not on it today.
Vulture stuff?
Yo, you're Vulture tomorrow. All right.
Little Vulture stuff.
Michael Keaton, he's Batman. He's the Vulture. He doesn't know anything about them, but he is them. Dope Sick is on Hulu. Are you leaving? Michael Keaton, we'll be back with John Wilson.
Really cool about they go, you don't know what we're talking about. Blah, and then, you know, your character, Toombs, comes in and he did that thing. Remember, because...
Wait a minute.
Did you ask about Val Kilmer?
I didn't ask about Val.
You didn't. You just said...
I didn't go, hey, who else is... What other guys are going to be in it?
You
No.
didn't say that.
Because here's how bad
Talking about
it is.
Batman
I'll
here.
show up and I'll go, I'll be like, and I'll go, hey, at what point does Spider-Man show up or something? And they'll say, what? And I go, you know, when does Hulk come in? And I go, I'm not kidding. When I did one of the, I shouldn't say this, but when I did, these guys are so cool.
Say it, please. Go ahead.
All right. I showed up on one of the, when I played Vulture, which was really a fun character, I gotta say. And they have to brief me. And I see it in their eyes. They're going, so, you know, when, and then they'll say, when you did blah, blah, and then, you know, your character, Toombs, comes in and he did that thing. Remember, because earlier in Spider-Man, and I'm going, right, and I'm thinking, no I have no idea who's who or why or where, even where I am. So they, and I see it in their eyes, and then they're really cool about it. They go, you don't know what we're talking about. And I go, well, I kind of do. But you know what? I'm a quick learner, so I catch on.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I'm shooting tomorrow. I'm shooting.
You shooting
Vulture
tomorrow?
stuff. Yeah, man.
What are you shooting tomorrow?
Some Vulture stuff.
Yo, you're Vulture tomorrow.
Dude, that's wild to me. And the little thing on the end there,
So
right?
I catch on real quick.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I'm shooting tomorrow. I'm shooting.
You
some
shooting
Vulture
tomorrow?
stuff. Yeah, man.
What are you shooting tomorrow?
Some Vulture stuff.
Yo,
Oh
you're
shit,
Vulture
bro.
tomorrow. All right.
He just realized, like, Feige just popped up in the back row, like, I'm sorry, what? And he's like, ooh, motherfucker, shouldn't say that shit. Okay, so this has obviously caused a crazy amount of just speculation by fans about what this could mean. Now, look, I think it's pretty fair to say the likelihood of this being for No Way Home, pretty low, right? Pretty low. Unless it is for a post-credit scene that I could see actually being a thing. And, you know, just being completely honest with you guys as well, like, it's pretty wild that what we're currently looking at with, like, the trailer and a lot of the special effects, it really does seem like they're scrambling a little bit. I know this is sort of a undertone to the conversation. It's not something we've talked a whole bunch about. But, you know, when we were breaking down the trailers, when we were looking at everything in the trailers, it did seem like some of the CGI is not all that great. Some of it's incredible, but some of it's not that great. And it really does look like a lot of the stuff needs to be cleaned up. You can sort of add into that, like, is this perhaps why some of the errors we've seen in the different trailers, like the one in Brazil where Lizard's getting punched by nobody, you know, seemingly the eyes of that one Spider-Man scene where, you know, we're led to believe it's Tom. It doesn't seem like it's Tom at all. It seems like it's Andrew Garfield or Tobey. This could explain some of that stuff as well. I guess what I'm saying is, if Marvel Studios is shooting and reshooting with Doc Strange for 6 days a week, okay, 6 days a week for 6 weeks, you know, the obvious sort of thing here is, could that be something that he's doing for Doctor Strange, right? Like, could we be seeing Vulture in Doc Strange? That's possible. But it's also, I think, equally as possible that he is actually shooting something last minute on the set of Doc Strange that will then be utilized in a post-credit scene or something like that with Spider-Man No Way Home. You know, there's been some really interesting articles. We are going to talk about a new sort of report about Tom Holland, you know, saying, like, if I'm still playing Spider-Man in my 30s, like, I'm doing something wrong, you know, all that, right? It's pretty interesting. There's a piece in that GQ article where Tom is talking about what a scramble it was to actually do this movie, that some of them were not signed when they started. And by the way, I know I say Tobey, like Kobe, Tobey. But, oh, did somebody just join? Let me see. Let me see if I can pull this up. Who's trying to get knighted? Is my chat behind? What the hell's going on? This chat's behind here, I think. I don't know. Oh, yeah. 30K. We made 30K on the channel. I do appreciate that. I feel like my chat's behind, guys. Okay, there we go. Nick Bayer. And he wants to get knighted by a lightsaber. Where's my lightsaber? What the hell? Bro, I'm sorry. I don't know where it's at. Might have been fighting in the basement or something like that. But Nick Bayer, welcome to the Nerd Ventures. You are a Nerd Venture now. Appreciate it. So kind of going back to that point, and I will obviously get into all the super chats and all the fun stuff a little bit later on in the show. In the back half of the show. They make mention of the fact that Doctor Strange being sort of delayed because of Scott Derrickson walking away, creative differences, whatever, and some of the new material that was being written for that film and some of the new ideas actually changed portions of Spider-Man No Way Home. This is pretty interesting to me. I believe Murphy's Multiverse sort of picked up on this and did a nice little article about it. It's pretty wild, guys. So, look, we've been sort of saying this for a while, right? Mike Martin, welcome to the Nerd Ventures. You are a Nerd Venture now, Mike. Sorry if I missed you before. We've been saying this for some time, that multiple things happened to really shift around Kevin Feige's plan last year and even earlier this year, okay? So I guess what I'm saying is there's a lot of weird stuff that could be added and going on at Marvel, and I wouldn't be surprised if this Michael Keaton stuff, I mean, he could pop up in a number of different places, right? He could be popping up in the Doc Strange Multiverse of Madness. We could see a multiversal version of him. We could see him in a post-credit scene for Spider-Man No Way Home. You know what I was really thinking about too? Wouldn't it be incredible, just as actors and actors, wouldn't it be absolutely incredible if he shot something as Vulture, having a conversation with either D'Onofrio's Kingpin or Defoe's Osborn? Just because they are absolutely incredible actors and those characters do have, you know, relationships in Marvel Comics, that would be really, really awesome. So I just don't know. I guess what I'm saying is that I'm not ready to rule anything out when it comes to this sort of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just frankly not ready to rule anything out. Many different things could be going on here. You know, I see some of you guys saying Morbius, totally could be Morbius stuff. Could be Morbius post-credit scene. Could be just straight up in the movie, some reshoot stuff. Although that would be a story I feel like we would know a little bit more about. It doesn't really feel like that's something we've been talking about at all, like Morbius being reshot. Last I heard of Morbius was just this idea that, like, if Morbius does really well, then they'll be more apt to sort of bring him into the MCU. So, I don't know, man. It's even possible. I know this seems crazy, but what if he's shooting something for Hawkeye? Because again, like if Kingpin is in that show, and we really do think that D'Onofrio's in that show, which we're going to talk about a tweet he made yesterday. It's really, really kind of funny. Is it possible that Vulture is going to pop up in that show? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's, to me, there's so much going on, and there's so much that's unclear right now. For as much as we think we know about Spider-Man No Way Home, and we do know a good bit. I mean, the trailers are pretty much confirming that some dude on Reddit leaked this movie, like the whole actual plot of this movie, like 9 months ago, which is crazy. So we do know a lot about it, but there's also a lot of mystery, like just with the shuffling and I feel like, again, I always go back to this sort of example of Star Wars and what Star Wars is doing with, you know, Mando Season 2, what they did with Luke, but also some of the things that I heard about possible stuff being shot for Mando Season 3, like, you know, during off times on the Kenobi set. Meaning, as a studio, you have this, you have all this production stuff, you have all these teams, and you have slated times in which you would be working in these environments, sets, locations, right? But I think the studios are starting to get really smart, particularly Marvel and, you know, Star Wars and some of the Disney folk, because they have so many resources and they have the ability to shoot things in multiple locations at the same time, to bring someone from a different project onto a set for a, you know, to film something that can then be taken somewhere else. So I don't know what it means, man, but I wonder if he slipped up there. I wonder if we'll see one of the post-credit scenes adding in Michael Keaton and, like, Venom having a conversation or something like that, which would be crazy. Or maybe that's what it is. It's a post-credit scene for Morbius, which would show Michael Keaton hanging out with Michael Morbius and Venom. But then again, it's like, are they in the MCU, right? Like, there's so much confusion going on with that, you know, and right on the heels of sort of the Spider-Man hype. I don't know, man. What do you guys think? I mean, I definitely want to know what y'all think about this. It is, it's definitely an interesting, I don't know, man. I don't know. I wonder what you guys think. I don't think he's lying. That's for damn sure. You know what I mean? I definitely don't think that the homie is lying. I think Keaton is shooting something Vulture. I mean, look, I would love it if they fit him somewhere into No Way Home. I would. And you know what? I wonder if could there be a contractual thing that they were sort of like thinking about, and then boom, all of a sudden they're doing it. I mean, we've still got time. It's crazy. The movie's less than a month away. But, like, just looking at that trailer and stuff, and, like, just the vibes I'm getting from Sony and Marvel, they're still in crunch mode to finish some of this stuff off. It's very possible they could plug him in there. I don't know, man. It would be wild. It would be absolutely wild if he did actually pop up in No Way Home. You know what else, too? Kraven the Hunter. But here's the other thing, okay? And I'm sort of thinking out loud here, so I apologize about the ADD stuff. But, like, we didn't hear that he signed on for any new movies or projects. So what is it? What is he filming? Like, I don't know. That's bizarre, man. Filming stuff tomorrow. Where does Kimmel shoot? I guess it wouldn't matter. He could obviously fly out anywhere and go shoot stuff. But I don't know, man. That's crazy to me. That is pretty crazy. And when you think about the Stark tech, man, it would be great if Vulture was in No Way Home. Because with the villains utilizing the Stark tech, who better than Toomes to be a guy to sort of help them out or help flesh that out? I think that would be absolutely incredible. So, I don't know, man. You guys let me know what you think in the chat. I want to see. Kimmel shoots in L.A.? Okay. So he'd have to be shooting something in L.A. then, huh? I mean, I guess he could fly out somewhere, but... Are the Doctor Strange reshoots happening in L.A.? I don't know. It's pretty interesting. Let's get into a few more news pieces here, guys. Few more fun... Batman? Bruh, he said he was filming Vulture stuff, bruh. Come on, man. I will say, too, it's generally just good that to hear that he's filming more Vulture stuff, because there was a moment there where in the Morbius trailer, initially he's in it, They cut him out in the foreign version. He's in the newest one, which was cool, but we're like, dude, is that just old stuff they shot? Like, I wonder if at all he's actually going to be involved in projects moving forward. There was some stipulation, especially because of the Batman thing. He signed on to do a big thing with Batman, possibly a huge thing with DC moving forward, right? And so it's a little bit concerning. It's like, yo, is he done with Vulture? Apparently not. And that, my friends, is good news. All right, let's talk about this. Vincent D'Onofrio talking about, and I probably mispronounce his name every single time, but this is the way I've always heard it. And I can't even pronounce my own name. I can't even pronounce pronouns. So, this tweet was pretty fun, man. This is going to be fun. I love these Marvel series. I mean, dude, this guy was out here liking tweets about scoopers and stuff, saying that he's in Hawkeye. I think he got scolded for that a little bit behind the scenes or whatever. We haven't heard that he's out there liking all of them. He didn't like mine, you know. So, but he makes this tweet right here, and man, all of these people in like the scooping community, insider community, and just like Marvel sweaties in general were retweeting the shit out of this, bro. This is a really big tweet for him, and it's a weird kind of little promotion for Hawkeye. I personally think Hawkeye is going to be dope. I've been super hyped up on it for a while. But of course, D'Onofrio Kingpin in the back half of the season. And you know what I was thinking about too? This is so cool because, you know, we're getting 2 episodes next week, guys. We're going back to watch parties, baby. Watch parties return next week for Hawkeye. It's going to be dope. 2:30 in the morning. We'll start the stream up. We'll chat it up with you guys a little bit, and then we'll get into it right at 3 a.m. We'll watch the first episode. We'll chit-chat a little bit. Then we'll watch the second episode. Then, right after that, I'm going to do a big reaction breakdown stream. So, it's going to be a big old, huge night for Hawkeye next. If you're hyped up on this stuff, man, next week's going to be really fun to be a Nerdventure, to be hanging out on the live stream. It's going to be fun. But what I was thinking about was 2 episodes in 1 week. That means we get a week. We get to D'Onofrio as Kingpin a week earlier. I've been told he's in episode 5 and 6. And we're getting to that even earlier. Like, guys, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy, and that's really, really exciting. So I'm super hyped up on it. Something else happened yesterday at the press tour or whatever they did for Hawkeye. I felt like this was hilarious. Kevin Feige, the sniper, at it again. I mean, look at this. You can't even make this up, dude. When Haley got asked about Young Avengers, she like looks over to Feige. And this is the face he gives her, bro. You can't make this shit up, bro. Look at this face, bro. I mean, dude, I feel bad for Feige because literally people like me are making him look like more of an old wizard every day. The man's aging worse than a president does. I'm just kidding. You look great, Feige. But hilarious, dude. Look at that scowl, bro. Like, holy shit. And even this dude's like, I'm gonna get fired. Like this dude. Oh man. Look at that face, bro. Damn. Hilarious, man. Yeah, pretty funny. Pretty funny. I liked it a lot. All right, let's finish up by talking about this guy, mother flipping Tom Holland. And look, I don't understand fashion, but like what? Regardless. Again, I don't understand fashion. Like what? Anyway. So this is a big article with Tom Holland. A lot of people talking about this. As I've said before, there's some really interesting stuff where he talks about the filming of Spider-Man. And I'm really considering doing a big video. I know I've been talking about doing a video about the Doctor Strange reshoots, like for the whole week. But I think I might add this into it and just talk about the deal with Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, and just kind of the crunch and weird place that Marvel Studios is at with these projects. But regardless, this is what we're here to talk about. Within the article, he says, if I'm playing Spider-Man after 30, I've done something wrong. He also talks about crunch in this article. He talks about how he's given them everything that he can. And we've seen talks before about him sort of taking a break. You know what I mean? After this, right? And I think he's 25 right now. So he's got 5 more years until he would be in his 30s. And that feels like a great run. That's about your average, like, epic run as a Marvel character. I also found it pretty interesting that apparently the Russo brothers recently did an interview where they said that Tom Holland is occupying the place within Marvel for them that Robert Downey Jr. used to. Like their favorite character, which is really interesting. And I think what's going on here is that Marvel and Sony have a ton of plans for this guy. Like, they really do. And, you know, when you think about it and you go back to the whole him calling Bob Iger and being very active in trying to bridge this relationship. And the thing was, for that moment, was this was a huge part of his career. It was a big thing. He didn't want fans to, like, you know, sort of turn on him or be upset with the most important role of his career. He'll always be known as Spider-Man. I mean, like, that's the thing. And he could go on and do dope other things for sure. I've heard he really wants to be James Bond, et cetera, right? But what I think you're seeing happen right here is Tom understanding that he could be getting RDJ money. And I don't think he currently is. Okay? And even the Russo brothers, like, I'm starting to get this vibe with the Russos with some of the comments, like when they came in with the Black Widow situation, it sort of, you know, put their weight on the scale. And dude, that was crazy. Remember, I did a stream on Saturday and cried about it like a little baby. The Russos are occupying a really interesting place in this whole dynamic between corporation and talent, you know, because I think their Secret Wars movie has been secretly a thing. I think it's been secretly a thing forever. Since they left, I think it was pretty much known by Feige and a lot of different folks that, yeah, they're coming back for Secret Wars. They're going to stay in touch. They take monthly meetings with Marvel Studios to this day because they want to be aware of what's going on so that they can take all of these characters and do one of the craziest, most ambitious things ever, which would be the Secret Wars movie. And a lot of what we're seeing now is the precursor to a Secret Wars movie, right? But I think what you're seeing with this GQ article, with some of the comments of him taking a break and feeling burnt out on all of these different things, I think the lad has now a really great understanding that, hey, man, if he's going to be Robert Downey Jr. for Marvel and Sony, there is no reason he should not be making Robert Downey Jr. money. And it seems like the Russo brothers, with their comment there, are sort of, again, leaning into that discussion and throwing their weight behind Tom. Now, on the flip side of this, what's really interesting is all of these theater. And by the way, this movie's going to be a big telling factor in this. If this movie cracks 1.6, 1.7 billion, which is not outside of the realm of possibility, it would frankly shock me. Like, I honestly think 1.3 would be insane considering where the world is still currently at, right? 1.3 would be insane. If it gets even close to 2 billion, like if it goes over 1.5, huge, bro. Huge, right? And then Tom will have that as a bargaining chip as well. But also the studios are in this really weird spot. Can they afford to pay an actor, whether it's Downey, whether it's Holland, whether it's anybody? Can they afford to pay anybody that kind of money moving forward? I don't know. But I think that's what you're seeing. You know what I mean? We're gonna briefly go over this article. We've talked about it before, but it does have to do with some of the things that we've heard. This is coming from a pretty good place. My Cosmic Circus, Lizzie Hill's website. Alex Perez does good work over there. So let's talk about this. This is a rumor. Okay? Number of different people who have level of credibility. This rumor came to me several months ago, as our editor-in-chief Lizzie Hill can attest, following when Disney and Sony reached a deal regarding the streaming rights to Spider-Man and other films for Disney+. Stop right there for a second, and I'm going to sip my coffee, and everybody just wait. Yo, I'm dragging today. Y'all ever have one of those days? You just can't seem to wake up. You can't seem to get the energy going, you know? On my way to the tower, it was a good drive, but I was, like, zoning. I was like, just put the autopilot on. You know? Let's stop right there. Following when Disney and Sony reached a deal regarding the streaming rights to Spider-Man and other films for the Disney Plus catalog. So what they are reporting here, and it's super interesting because Nick Santos also reported some things happened in the wake of the massive deal between Disney and Sony, in which all the Sony stuff's going to come to Disney Plus. That was a massive deal, and there were things waiting in the wings from Marvel's perspective that had to wait on that deal being finalized. Okay? So I want that to stick in your brains. Let that stick out of your brain like Frankenstein's bolts. I guess that's your neck. Whatever. I already said I'm not on it today. Everybody shut your mouth. It felt best to approach these exciting potential plans with caution due to the massive implications. However, given the latest Disney Plus Day announcements, we decided it would be something the fans would be very interested and excited to hear and talk about in terms of Spidey's future in the MCU. With that being said, let's delve into it. The rumor I heard is that Disney and Sony reaching that Spider-Man streaming deal was the first stepping stone in further strengthening the relationship between the two companies. The premise is that following the release of Spider-Man No Way Home, which, by the way, where was Japanese Spider-Man? Yo, where he at? Peter Parker's story will continue in alternating format. Marvel Studios seems to be planning to expand his story, having the usual 3 live-action film trilogy for the character, along with 3 seasons of a Spider-Man Disney Plus show, where each season would fill in the gap year between each movie release. The first could very well be the newly announced Spider-Man Freshman Year, a show that will serve as MCU Peter Parker's origin story. In this scenario, the separate seasons may be given a different name, of course, but potentially may be led by the same team from Spider-Man Freshman Year. It would be moving forward in time for Peter to go along with and fill in between the films. To help you visualize what could happen if the rumors pan out, see below. So, you could have Freshman Year, Season 1, Spider-Man 4. Then you'd have Spider-Man Season 2, Disney Plus. Then you'd have Spider-Man 5. Then you'd have Spider-Man Disney Plus Season 3. Then you'd have Spider-Man 6. Okay, so let's just stop for a second there, because there's more here I actually want to get into. It's pretty interesting. But, man, no wonder he said, like, bro, you better get your money, Tom Holland. You better get your money, bro. Because, damn, they got a lot. That's what I'm saying. Like, they got a lot of plans for this guy, bro. And if this is, think about this for a second. What if it's Marvel and Sony that came up with this plan together and they didn't really bother? I mean, of course, they were in contact with Holland, right? But they didn't really check in with him if this was something that they really, really wanted to do. If he is really without a contract, if he is really a free agent, and they've got a plan for another trilogy and 3 seasons of animated stuff. Now, maybe they don't need him for the animated stuff, but you want him for it, don't you? I mean, don't we as fans want Tom in the animated show? I want him voicing Spider-Man. The dude that did him in What If was great. And if you want to save a little bit of money, I get it. But damn, it would be nice to have him actually doing the voice. Let's read on. Spider-Man is a character that can attempt to set up a cinematic universe of his own. Just look at Sony's Spider-Man universe with Venom, Morbius, Kraven the Hunter. Beyond the pun, however, Spider-Man's rogue gallery and comic book source material are so vast that trying to explore all of it within a 2-hour time frame is an uphill battle. It's why the most praised Spider-Man projects out there are projects like the Spectacular Spider-Man series and Marvel's Spider-Man PS4 game. Should Marvel and Sony go for this route for Spidey's future, they could find great success in developing the character further than ever before. It allows Peter Parker's story as Spider-Man to span an even longer accumulative runtime than any other previous MCU character. This fundamental characteristic could improve the MCU Spidey's relationship with the fans, making it all the more emotional the moment Peter Parker's story eventually ends in the MCU. Okay. Damn, dog. Okay, so that's a lot of movies, and that's not even adding in his other appearances, whether they be for Sony or for Marvel. Okay, so Sony apparently wants to take him, grab him up, do some stuff over with him. We've heard like even going into giving him the symbiote, Venom type stuff, Spider-Verse type stuff over in Sony movies. And they want to do another trilogy seemingly set in the MCU. So again, when we hear stuff like, if I'm still playing Spider-Man in my 30s, I'm doing something wrong, I need a break, this is the first time I don't have a contract, blah, blah, blah. Bro, the guy probably knows his worth. He probably knows what's happening. He especially if this movie absolutely crushes it, I think they're just going to have to back up the money truck for Tom Holland. I don't know. I'd be very curious to know what you guys think. But I guess I just wanted to talk about this because I wanted to sort of quell any worries that were out there that were like, this is it for Tom, this is it. Nah, fam, I feel like they've got a lot planned for him. Look, Feige knows that Spider-Man, not Iron Man, not Hulk, not Captain America, not any other Marvel character, Spider-Man is the most popular, quintessential Marvel character. It has always been that way. Why do you think Sony still has this license? Why do you think Marvel sold the license to Spider-Man in the 90s when they were going broke? They knew that Spider-Man and right behind Spider-Man, X-Men and Fantastic Four were the most popular IPs that they had. Spider-Man and Batman. Those are the two. Those are the two. And so, I don't know. It's pretty crazy to me. I just think the dude needs to get paid. That's what I think. All right, one more thing and we'll get into Q&A. I want to watch this clip. A new clip from Hawkeye. It's only a minute long. Chet paused the music, and you could tell I'm having sort of a lackadaisical, not on point day because Chet is still here. He's fucked up plenty, and normally I would just send his ass home. But whatever, let's just keep going. Here we go.
I are working on a case, and we needed to use the bathroom. He reheated, so we were by the house and we dropped in. No big deal.
Working on a
How
case
terrific.
together?
He's my partner.
We're not partners.
Well, we're friends / partners.
I wouldn't really describe us as friends.
Someone used my laptop to sign on to my work account 10 minutes ago. Any thoughts, Kate? Hawkeye?
Oh, you'll never get anything out of him. See, CB1 has trouble opening up.
Nobody calls me CB1.
I'm just trying to know for a second.
CB1.
Probably some early childhood thing. He thinks he doesn't tell me much, but he ends up kind of.
I virtually tell her nothing.
But yeah, I think it's because I'm generally just pretty chill. I'm not like, oh my God, Hawkeye.
Definitely not chill.
By the way, thank you for saving the world.
Don't mention it.
That's kind of fun. Okay, so what's going on in the scene? She's dropping by the house. We actually think that, oh man, should I guess these are her parents, okay? But they also play a big role. What do you think's up with this katana just sitting in between them at the table? You know what I mean? This character, I think, will be sort of villainous in the show. And that will be interesting. Regardless, this is a fun scene. I cannot wait for this show, guys. I have good vibes for this show next week. Can you believe it's almost here? It's crazy. All right. Let's get into some Q's and some A's. Ladies and gentle beings, I'm going to go all the way back up to the top here, or at least I think this is the top. Let me try to... I don't want to miss anything, so let me get up here. We'll go here. We'll finish it off with some Q and some A. And again, we will be streaming at 1 p.m. with the Nerd Vengers. Got some stuff to talk about, including I want to show you some of the new images from my comic book and get your guys' input on it. Because it's very early concept work, so, you know, I wouldn't get married to what they look like, some of these characters look like, but it's essentially two of the most important characters in the book. Yeah, I just want to show you guys that and talk about it. So, let me make sure here. Damn. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's do this thing. And of course, yes, if you want to support the channel, throw a super chat in. I'll go over every single super chat that comes in within reason. I also want to say that this stream and all the streams over here are brought to you by the Nerd Venger members. We have a blast over here. We really do. It's always a good time streaming. We're doing watch parties, big breakdowns, you know, basically for 14 weeks straight with Hawkeye going in, I think actually 13 weeks, regardless. So we'll be doing a lot of that kind of fun content. We do the behind-the-scenes streams. The members, the Nerd Venger members, you see them in stream with a badge next to their name. They support the hell out of us. They get a bunch of cool benefits as well. But consider becoming a Nerd Venger today. It'll literally change your life. Like, you know, legal keeps getting at me about this. They're like, oh, you can't sell it. Look, I guess what I have to say is results may vary, but it will be the best decision you make in your life. Financial stability, health and well-being, spiritual connections to ancestors and other dimensions, future metaverse things. Look, what's your problem? What ails you? What bothers you? The Nerd Venger membership will fix it. What do you think, Chad? Results may vary. Thanks. Okay, Scott Owen with a $10 holla says, I'm kind of done with MCU Spider-Man after this movie. Damn, Scott. Personally, like Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, the smart, quippy Spider-Man. I want an older Spider-Man. Tell stories, can't while he's in high school, like Spider-Man PS4. That's fair. Maybe game spoiled me on Spider-Man. Nah, man, that's a... If I'm being honest, I think that's totally fair, brother. I think that's totally fair, and I think aging him up and going into college is going to be really interesting. And look, we don't know for sure what's going to happen in No Way Home, but it kind of seems like, just from what I've seen in the trailer, it seems like Aunt May, Happy, and MJ could all be on the chopping block. I think they could all die. You know? What if they all died? Then, dude, Peter's going to be in a totally different place. So it would be really interesting to see where he goes from there. Regardless, appreciate the support. And I understand your point. I do. I'd love for the other Spider-Men to be more permanently involved. But I think that I'm kind of getting the feeling No Way Home might be a one-and-done closure for these other Spider-Men. So we'll see where it goes from here. John Shaw with a very generous $10 highlight says, I think Doc Ock is helping Peter. He isn't using nanotech against him, Stark Tech greater than Octech. That's why in prison, his claws are held shut. And why Electro blasts Doc Ock 2 minutes and 2 seconds for helping Peter. Yeah, so that's actually pretty fair, Shaw. There could be something like that going on. It could just be misdirection within the trailer. A lot of digital things could be added or taken away for the trailer, so you never really know. But Doc Ock... Remember, it was the AI things that sort of took him over and made him go evil. Before that, he was like a super pleasant guy, man. He loved Peter. He had a great chat with him and his wife just sitting down there and stuff. And he does ultimately sort of save the world by dying. He's not actually killed by Spider-Man, you know? So, I don't know. Maybe something, maybe you're onto something there. I wouldn't be mad about it for sure. Dorian Truss with a $10 holla, very generous brother, says Michael Keaton is an absolute legend as Batman, Beetlejuice, and Vulture. His roles are so iconic. I 100% agree. I love Michael Keaton. I've been watching Dope Sick. I think I'm actually an episode behind, maybe. But I've been watching Dope Sick. Love that show. He's incredible in it, bro. He really, really is. Yeah, all his roles are so good. Birdman's like one of my favorite movies, dude. I love Birdman, and he is so good in Birdman. It's hilarious. I love when he's like, he's talking about how old and wrinkly he looks. He's like, I look like a turkey with leukemia. It's like one of the best lines I've ever heard. It's hilarious, man. So thanks for the support. Appreciate you. The Exodus says, Keaton is probably shooting for Morbius. Dude, could be the case. Could be the case. We sort of talked about this before. It could absolutely be. Yeah, there could be something going on there. You know, today, with all the news today, I'm just kind of confused as to how it's all being pulled together. You know, like, what's the deal with Morbius, man? And that's right around the corner, too. That's in January, I believe. Man, this next forever is going to be crazy. Like, I feel like we made it through the sort of cold winter of 2020 and a little bit of 2021 because things are still, you know, slightly affected. Bro, from here on out, between Star Wars, Marvel, and DC and other cool properties, there's no rest for the nerdy, man. No rest for the nerdy. So, you could be right. Morbius could be. H. Crizzen says with a $5 holla, says, have you seen the cast watch the trailer? Tom almost had to cut his tongue off not mentioning Tobey and Andrew. I have seen that. Look, at this point, I don't know what you want me to say. You know what's been shocking? So I've been more active on TikTok and been doing more stuff on YouTube Shorts, okay? It's kind of a strategy that we're utilizing. I want to, you know, open us up to sort of newer audiences and just expand the brand. I've been shocked at how many people, particularly on the YouTube Shorts, seem to be really adamant that Tobey and Andrew are not in the movie. Can you believe that there are still people that don't believe that Tobey and Andrew are in the movie? Like, I almost feel like it's gotten to the point where, like, we've done a full reversal where, like, in the early days of these rumors, you would have been in the minority for believing them. I strongly feel like people that now don't believe that they're in the movie are actually the minority. I feel like those folks are, like, living in denial. You know what I mean? It's pretty wild how it's all happened. So, yeah, it's crazy. Appreciate the support. Low Lives with a 5 says, watched the first Spidey last night, and Tobey tells Osborn he read his book on nanotechnology. Too bad we'll never see Franco Goblin. Dopest dope I've ever smoked. Yeah, I like Franco Goblin. I don't know. Yeah, probably won't see him. I don't think Ned is Hobgoblin. I did a short/TikTok about that yesterday. I do not think that is Ned as Hobgoblin. It's amazing to me that so many people do believe that. I don't think it's Dane DeHaan. That's just Norman after some battle damage and with some new toys, maybe, you know? So, yeah, it's wild, man. Wild times. But, yeah, that's true. He does talk about nanotechnology. I mean, dude, Octavius is a genius. Osborn's a genius. If they get their hands on Stark Tech, that's bad news bears, bro, which I think you might see manifest in the film. Dorian follows up by saying the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer got 31 million on Sony's YouTube channel. That's an epic turnout. Excelsior! I agree. It's wild. Like I said, this is the biggest movie in a long, long time. If it hits 1.5 billion or more, I think that is such a monumental success. And Tom should get buku bucks, bro. Tom should get paid. Like, especially moving forward. If this movie creates that, because it's not just that Tobey and Andrew are in there, and that is, of course, dope, but it's the fact that Tom is, like, his journey of being Spider-Man in the MCU is now going to be very unique to the others. He'll have examples of other Spider-Man. He'll have faced a lot of loss, but he'll have faced it in an environment in which he also has these other Spider-Men that are just kind of showing him and talking to him about how important it is to remain Spider-Man, how important it is to face this loss, that, yes, life is going to be difficult for Spider-Man. It always will be. Peter Parker, luck, etc., etc. But you got to do it, bro. That's your dharma, so to speak, right? It's pretty crazy. West Side Delight says, Will Smith talks with Feige, Will as Adam Brashear. Look, that is coming from Giant Freaking Robot. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm saying I'm not willing to talk about it until I hear it from more reliable people. Giant Freaking Robot does not have a good track record. So, would that be cool? Absolutely. But I honestly don't even think it's news, bro. Terremoto follows up and says, I will lose my shit if Will Smith is Blue Marvel. It would be awesome. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to downplay how cool it would be. But one of the things that we really try to do here is we try to be real. We try to be real about people's ability to scoop good information. So until I hear from somebody else, man, I'm giving it a, I don't know about that. Kendall says, yeah, it would behoove Tom Holland to have that Chris Hemsworth relation and dig into the Peter Parker character. Revelation. Yeah. I think I understand what you're saying. Like, in the same way that they sort of reinvent Thor moving forward. Is that kind of what you're getting at? Because, yeah, I agree. That would be pretty juicy. That would be fun. And I'm here for it. I mean, look, he's my favorite Spider-Man. I know people feel differently. We just rewatched Civil War, man. And, like, the airport sequence and Peter Parker in the airport sequence is perfect Spider-Man. Like, he is, like... Bro, he's the perfect one. I know people like Tobey. I totally get it. I know people like Andrew. And I like Andrew more than a lot of people do. But Tom is the quintessential Spider-Man, in my opinion. Tapinjeet with a 40 rupees, I believe, or Indian thingies. Thank you so much, man. Says, cheers from India. Spider-Man is going to be lit. Amen, bro. Amen, my friend. The artist that works on my comic book is actually from India. So cheers to India, man. 34 Virgo with a $5 holler says, rewatched the Spider-Man stream the other day, and the intro music was on point. You got to do it again pre Spider-Man 3 release. Oh, yeah, bro. When that movie comes out, can you imagine the fun? Because we had so much fun Tuesday night. I felt like that. I mean, that was a fire stream, bro. Like, that was just so fun. Can you imagine the streams around the actual release of the film? Baby, the hype's gonna be real. I'm excited, bro. Yeah, this has been a very rewarding end of the year for nerds. I feel like, man, between Halo, I mean, look, I'm being a little selfish. Not all of you guys like Halo, but between Halo, Spider-Man, Book of Boba Fett coming back. I mean, come on, man. What are they doing? Are they going back to my childhood? Are we living in a simulation where everything that I thought was super cool as a kid and as a young man is now coming back in full force? I mean, Spider-Man, come on, bro. Spider-Man, amazing. We got to see Carnage and Venom fight live action this year, Boba Fett, one of my favorite Star Wars characters. Boba, full force coming back. His own Disney Plus series. Ridiculous, dude. Halo, game I've been playing for like 20 years, bro. Halo, back on top. Everybody's loving the new Halo. What a time to be alive. Really and truly, what a time to be alive. Michael Fuentes says, sign my ass up. I need some of that. I need some of that need therapy. I don't know. What do you, oh, we got some new members here. Hang on now. So Big Mike Marvel joined the Nerdvengers. You are a Nerdvenger now. Dakota Chalker, welcome. You are a Nerdvenger now. Nick Bayer, I already got you, but you are a Nerdvenger now. And Han Shot First, you are a Nerdvenger now. Welcome to the Nerdvengers, guys. Appreciate you. Appreciate the support. Thank you. Atomic Champ says, do you think the purple at the end of the No Way Home trailer is them violating an absolute point like in What If or Kang arriving? Take my money. Bro, something like that could absolutely be on the table. And that's kind of like, I mean, that's really exciting for me, man. I do not know at all what that could be. Could it be even more villains? Is it like Kang coming in and just breaking stuff and then we go into Multiverse of Madness and we're just like, we're off to the races? Like, I don't know, man, but it's exciting. It is pretty exciting. I'm excited for what I think is going to happen, and that is to bring us to a multiversal war / Secret Wars. I'm telling you, guys. I've been beating that drum for a long time. I'm telling you, Secret Wars is on the way. Rambo with a $5 says, I would be down for Peter to see some loss here. That is something that the MCU has not done to him like the other incarnations. Miles should show up next. I absolutely believe that Miles Morales is the play that within this next 5 years or whatever with Tom, they will introduce Miles and possibly even sort of kill off Peter and have Miles take the place of Peter moving forward, which I would be absolutely down for. I love the Miles Morales character, so I'd be down. I'd be into it. C-Dub says we talk a lot about the Spider-Man, but I want to know if we are getting 6 or more villains, or are we settling with 5? Okay, so from what I understand, and really I'm just trying to piece together what other Scoopers insiders are saying and use pattern recognition and the secret coded algorithm that we have here in Nerd Vengers Tower to decipher the truth of all of this. From what I understand, man, what the... Oh, this is kind of dope. Kind of like that. From what I understand, you're going to have your 5 main villains, but you're going to see 6 to 7 villains on screen, maybe even more. So maybe some of this is cameo stuff. Maybe it's just, maybe Rhino will show up and be like, I don't want to be here. And then like run away or something. Who knows? But I'm hearing 6 to 7 villains. Maybe even more. Which is wild, man. So I don't know if you're necessarily getting Sinister Six together, but you're getting all kinds of members of the Sinister Six, so it's pretty crazy. Dakota Chalker finally became a Nerd Venger. May I be knighted? Yes, I already knighted you, but guess what? I'm doing it again, Dakota. Welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger. Now, feel the power! Feel the power of the Nerd Vengers pulse throughout your body. The hair on the back of your necks rises. It's like going Super Saiyan, basically. Congratulations, you've taken your first step into a larger world. Trev says, think how much Tom is relying on China in their box office then. 300 to 400 milli box office right there. It is possible. I'm really interested to see what it does in China. It's like one of the... Is this the first big superhero movie that opened in China this year? I mean, I guess Venom 2 did, but Venom 2 didn't really do all that great in China, right? So that's pretty interesting. Versus no other Marvel movie opening there. Not really fair. I guess what you're saying is, in some ways, Tom's actual paycheck and the leverage that he may well have is through the Chinese box office. And yeah, for sure, maybe that isn't fair. But at the same time, if he is, like, from the business perspective, if he is an asset in that sense that maybe they fucking love him over there and they love him as Spider-Man and they're gonna go to bat for him, much like for whatever reason they love The Rock and they love Vin Diesel over there, right? If Tom is a actor that's beloved in China, from a strict business perspective and leaving the morality out of it, then that actually puts more chips on his side of the table. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's necessarily unfair in the business sense. Maybe it's unfair in some moral sense or something. I don't know. Kendall says, nah, I'm talking about the way Chris Hemsworth is not going anywhere as more of a branding and money decision. Yeah, bro. Okay, great point. Great point. Take my money so I can make my point. Fair. So that is an interesting point. So what you're saying is Tom may well have made a realization in the same way that Chris did, where he's like, look, I can build my fitness app. I can build all these other brand deals off of the back of the Thor films and continuing to play for Thor in the MCU. That is pretty interesting. I think Tom could have a future outside of the MCU in a way that Chris doesn't. Like, if I'm being honest, I think Tom is a little bit more talented than Chris. Not to say that Chris is not talented, but he's kind of always going to be known as like that action star, like bulky Australian movie star type dude. Whereas I think Tom Holland has incredible range. I mean, he could do a lot of different things. So we'll see. We'll see, but the point is well made. Hanshot first says, what if they hold off on the Sinister Six? We will only see 5 of them in this. Vulture's in the post-credits scene setting up a Sinister Six intro. I would love it, bro. I would love it. But are those people going back, though? Is he setting up a Sinister Six? Because here's something that's really interesting. I heard a long time ago, and Nick Santos said that after after the Spider-Man Sony deal for things coming to Disney Plus, Marvel went ahead with their own version of Osborn. And that what's going to happen is Peter's going to sort of, at the end of the movie, maybe in a post-credit scene or just maybe somewhere else, Peter Parker's going to search for Norman Osborn. Because, by the way, Dafoe is the main villain. Like, we've barely seen this dude in any other stuff. He's the main villain of the movie, bro. He probably has the most screen time other than Tom. So, if we're getting our own Osborn, and it's going to be a situation where Peter Parker's like, dude, that was a big old butthole to deal with. I wonder if there's one of them on our world. And he looks it up and finds a Norman Osborn in our world. What if we see Vulture realizing that the Sinister Six that we just saw, or the Sinister Five, or that group of villains or whatever, that they could actually all do that within their own world and shut down Spider-Man? That would be amazing. You know what I mean? That would be absolutely amazing. So I'd be here for it, man. I think that's a cool idea. 34 Virgo says, I'm on the floor at your big giant comments. Man, I don't know what I said. Sorry. Look, sometimes I go off the top here and I don't even know what I'm saying, but thank you so much. Appreciate it. Exclusive News Insider. What a name. Says in all caps, Sam Raimi's background music for Tobey Spider-Man gives me chills, yet to feel that way from any live-action version of Spider-Man. With a fire emoji. Damn, dog. That sounds like some exclusive news insider chatter. Appreciate the love. KC Max says with a $5 holla, says, I don't think the Sinister Six is the villain's story. I fully expect Vulture to actually be the head of the Sinister Six. I like it. I like it. I understand where you're coming from with it. I dig it. I'm down. Let's do it, baby. Thank you for the support. Empire Comics says with a $5 holla, says, what if Morbius takes place in the MCU after No Way Home? Could be the case, yep. And that pic of Tobey in the Morbius trailer is just from his time during No Way Home. Interesting. That would be fun. And possible. And totally possible. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the thought. That's what I'm saying, man. There's still a lot of fun to be had here. There's still a lot of stuff for us to sort out. It's good stuff. Mike Porter with a $5 holla says, did you know that Spidey was a car valet at one time? Everyone knows that Peter is a good Parker. Now, Josh and Santa read my dad jokes. Oh, yes. Dude, you got dad jokes like no other. Bro, like, you make dad jokes that a group of dad joke people would be like, eh? I don't know. What? Say what? I don't know about that. I don't know. Michael Fuentes says, what if Spidey flops like Widow? I think that's literally impossible. But if the movie underperforms, what would you say underperforming is? I would say if the movie doesn't make over $800 million, then it's a disappointment. But we do live in a really weird new day and age with movies, right? I think if the movie makes $600 million, that's definitely a disappointment. If it makes less than 600, like if it doesn't even make $500 million, wow. That would be a disappointment, bro. So, I don't know. I don't think it's possible that it flops. And I don't even think Widow flopped, bro. Widow literally made more money than Shang-Chi, and I think it's going to end up making more money than Eternals. Which, by the way, not to be that guy, but I called it. So, I don't know, man. That would be tragic, though. That would be tragic. Dorney with a $5 holla says, post-credit Fisk and Vulture set up the Sinister Six. Take my money! Bro, that would be so hype. Like, man, the possibilities on that would be incredible. Just from the sort of pedigree of the actors, the history of the characters, that's like really what it's about for me, you know? Like, we were having this discussion yesterday. Like, Elisa asked me, like, if D'Onofrio was not Kingpin, like, who would you want to be Kingpin? And I, like, racked my brain for a little bit. And then, like, I was like, I can't. Like, I can't think of anybody else. And that's probably where Kevin Feige is as well, where he's like, nah, like, you are the quintessential Kingpin. So, It's got to be him. You know what I mean? So it's got to be him. It's got to be me. Let me see if I can pull up some of the members chats. I know we have some people doing members chats, and I wish I could see them all. Ooh, Dirty Nap, 10 months, says only 2 more months with a heart. Yeah, almost to that amethyst badge, man. Almost to that amethyst badge. Obi-Wan Kenozi says congrats on 30K. Hey, thanks so much, man. Yeah, 30K over here on this channel. Pretty fun, huh? Let's see here. William, member for 10 months at the Prime level, says, damn, thanks. I mean, first of all, thanks so much for the support, man. Says that would explain the vault scene. Gear lifted, or gear left by dead villains. Oh, bro, what if some of their gear gets left? Ooh, I like that, man. I like that. I like that quite a bit. All right, hang on now. Hang on now. Man, my chat is behind again. YouTube is having problems. Venom did not release in China? Or did it? The chat's like trying to catch up now. Okay, Darth Clean, member for 17 months, says, yo, what's up? Halo is back, baby. Dude, I am loving Halo so much. I'm loving... I wish I had more... I have a very busy day today, man. Like, very busy. But I'd love to be playing more Halo today. 100%. I love the feel of it. And it's been so improved since the early release. And it's still technically in beta. And they're already changing the progression system. Everybody complained about progression. They're already changing it. You love to see it. So it's pretty dope. Aiden H says, with a $5 holler, says, imagine Spidey 6 is Tom and Miles fighting an MCU Sinister Six of Fisk, Scorpion, Vulture, Mysterio, Kraven, and MCU Norman. Maybe throw in Daredevil as well. It did not release it in China as of yet. Okay, right on, Coachella. That is wild to me, Aiden. I love that idea, bro. It would be a bummer if we didn't see Miles and Peter together. I mean, technically, we've seen them together in the Into the Spider-Verse. But yeah, like, whomever they would get to be Miles with Tom would be great. So, yeah, that would be super fun, man. For sure. Appreciate the love. Okay, Michael Smith says, Joshua, rank Phase 4 so far. In my opinion, WandaVision 1, Loki 2, Shang-Chi 3, What If 4, Eternals 5, Widow 6, Falcon and the Winter Soldier is the lower. All greater than the Snyder Cut, though? Wait, what? The Snyder Cut is the greatest piece of media ever created by anyone ever in the history of ever. So let's get that out of the way. As far as my list, I'd probably have to say Loki number 1. I'd probably say Shang-Chi number 2. I'd probably say WandaVision number 3. What If number 4. Widow number 6. Eternals number 7. And Falcon and the Winter Soldier adding dead ass last, for sure. For sure. And I just think that was just such a messy show. Like, I just honestly can't believe... yeah, there's just a lot. I don't want to get into it, but there's a lot of stuff. Like, there's some elements in that show that are incredible. Like, the Isaiah Bradley character is incredible. But damn, do they fumble that show, bro. Yeah. It's Am I smoking? Not currently. Exclusive News Insider says, I feel Tobey and Andrew will be introduced at the end of the movie. This movie should be 2 or 2.5 hours. Easily 1 hour and 40. Yeah, so I think it's going to be about 2.5 hours. And, it was just reported that you were going to see only about a half hour of Tobey and Andrew in the film. And some people were saying, like, is that a lot? Is that not a lot? Like, what's the deal with that? No, I don't think there's a VV today, brother. If there is, I don't care about it. I mean, maybe I shouldn't say that because I don't know what it is. But tomorrow's Doctor Doom, baby. Tomorrow's the first appearance of Doctor Doom. And your boy must have the first appearance of Doctor Doom. I must have it tomorrow. So I'm a big Doom guy. For sure. Yeah. Let's see here. That would explain the vault scene. Yeah, we already went over that. Super cool. Super cool. All right, let's hang out in the chat for a little bit here. What are y'all saying? What's going on, man? What's going on with y'all? Are you guys good? Y'all playing some Halo? What's going on out there in the world? AJ Zillia, member for 5 months, man. Thank you so much. Says, is everyone forgetting about Prowler? He did interact with Tom Holland's Spidey. Miles and his uncle are watching the news, and his uncle says, I know him. Dude, I love that idea, bro. Miles wants to seek him out. Love your TikToks, Josh. Hey, thanks so much, man. We're going to do a couple more today. And I've been learning on the TikTok thing. You know what I mean? I think I'm getting a little bit better at it. Yeah, so we're going to keep doing that kind of stuff, and I think it's going to be really, really fun. By the way, I think I'm going to record the first edition of the Den of Nerds podcast this weekend, and the first episode will be with E-Man's movie reviews, and we're talking about Recast T'Challa, a movement that he started. We're going to talk about that whole situation with Wakanda Forever, Letitia Wright, a lot of different things, and just generally speak about fun stuff. So that'll probably drop early next week. First, and I'll let you guys know where to find it, probably on Spotify or whatever. But that should be really exciting as well. So between the TikToks and the podcast, I mean, I just have I had a very busy week. You know what I mean? A very busy week. But yeah, appreciate you, bro. And dude, that scene, AJ, with Miles and his uncle watching Tom would be sick. Would be absolutely sick for sure. I'd be down. Nice. Wait. Nice, man. That's so cool. Jedi Mike about to dig a 10-day Thanksgiving vacay in Scottsdale, Arizona for a family reunion. Best wishes to you and Elisa and the pups. Hey, thanks so much, man. I appreciate that. Black Widow over Eternals? Hell nah. Says Pretty Nikki. Hey, look, it's just my opinion. Eternals is super fun, but Black Widow is literally a more watchable. Well, I shouldn't say more watchable. It's a more even film. It's just, in my opinion, it's a better movie. Eternals is fun, though. I like Eternals, and I really like, especially the first 2/3. You know what I mean? Hit gold 6 on Halo last night. Is there even a gold 6? How the hell do you get to fucking diamond or whatever? Or plat? What are you going to go to? I thought it was just 5. Eternals is the worst of the movies so far. I totally understand how you feel that way, man. I totally understand how you feel that way. I think it probably is the worst of Phase 4 movies for now. Oh shit. Josh, what's the last rule in the rule book? Get those clippers ready. Oh no! They remove characters are Venom plus Doc Ock. Oh no. Oh no, I don't want to be bald. That's going to be wild, dude. Like if they're not in the film, I don't know. I will be at a loss. I might do a whole stream of like 2 hours of me just like this. Like 2 hours of that. That would be crazy. And then I'll shave my head. Chris says, sup, Josh? Any word about Michael Mando returning as Scorpion? I have not heard anything about that. It would be sick. I like that dude. And he'd be great in the Dark Avengers as Spider-Man. Yeah, Mark Gargan is Spider-Man in the Dark Avengers from the comics. It's pretty cool stuff. That would be fun. Appreciate the support. Logan M with a $5 says, what's the deal on Sandman? Spider-Man didn't kill him. It'll be so dumb if the multiverse breaks open because Peter talking during a spell. Weak! Well, here's the deal. I think, Logan, that there's way more going on than Peter Parker botching a spell. I think they might think that's part of what's going on, but if you really think about it, man, think about it. We got WandaVision happening, we got Loki happening, and we got this crazy spell. I think it's a lot of different things happening all at once. And what if Endgame is actually the catalyst, right? Like, it could be something like that, where we're missing this whole other piece now that the stones aren't there, you know? So I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily stress about it, bro. And yeah, I understand what you're saying about the Sandman thing. We're just gonna have to wait and see, bro. Again, Tobey's Spider-Man may be years past where we see him in Spider-Man 3. Maybe he does kill Sandman in the future. You know what I mean? So we don't know for sure. Dorian Trussell says Josh bald B theory with an actual full beard. Says Dorian. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, if I do have to shave my head, man, that would be hilarious. Like me and Theory doing Nerd Theory together, just a couple bald bros. Oh man, that's gonna not be fun, bro. And I'm gonna have to wear hats all winter. Yeah. Ugh, it's gonna be rough, bro. Memes this morning? No memes today, my friend Tommy. No memes today. Probably gonna get out of here in a second. I'm starving, and then I'd like to get some stuff ready for the day. I have a busy day of making content, and at 1 p.m. I would tell you this: you should really try to come to the stream today at 1 p.m., Tommy, because we're gonna talk about the BBS, man. And look, unfortunately, I know a lot of people like the BBS, but I think we are probably gonna get rid of it. You know what I mean? In fact, I'm 90% sure that we are going to no longer, and we might take a week or whatever to get it out of there and try to figure out how to cash people out or do something with Nerdcoin to compensate them or whatever. But yeah, I don't think we're sticking with the BBS. I'm going to be honest with you. Have you seen the cast? Watch the trailer. Tom almost had to cut his tongue off not mentioning. Did you? I feel like you sent that in forever ago, bro. You know what I mean? Well, Tommy, here's the deal. We can still do memes, bro. I'll still do meme reviews, and I'll do them via the Discord. You know what I mean? We'll do something with the website. I'm not sure what we'll do, but yeah, I don't think we're going to be doing the BBS anymore. As I said, please come by at 1 p.m. We'll talk through it. We talked about it earlier in the week on Monday. We'll talk about it again today. We will figure it out together. We will figure it out together. Mm-hmm. Didn't know how you felt that way, man. Yeah, I mean, we went over it Monday. You know what I mean? I recommend going back to the stream on Monday and talking about it. And look, if you guys really don't want it to go, then you should show up today and sort of voice your opinions about it. Because I think a lot of us, especially after I talked about it on Monday, we were all like, yeah, I don't know about all that. You know what I mean? So we'll talk about it today, 1 p.m. Try to be there if you can. Let's keep it, Josh, please. Hey, Sebastian, come by the stream today and let me know. Let me know your thoughts, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah, all right, it's all good. That stream on Monday should still be up for you. If you want to check out like some of the thoughts I had on there, I will reiterate today as well. So it's going to be a juicy one today at 1 p.m. How do you become a Nerdvenger? There. Hey, Joe V2, welcome to the Nerdvengers. You are a Nerdvenger now, my friend. Make your way around the tower. Make your way around the tower. I'll see you at 1. Yeah, there's a link in the description. There's a join button next to the subscribe button, but if you're on mobile, it can get a little bit difficult. So, yeah. Yes. And I tell you, at 1 p.m., Alexa, it is only for members. It's members only. But I'll do a favor. If you guys would like to be there and you're not a member, check out the Discord. I'll put a link for the stream in the Discord. So people that are not a member can join, but you still got to get the link on the Discord, okay? So, yeah. Billy the Kid Lawrence says, no way home theory, just kidding, no theory, just showing love for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., a.k.a. the best Marvel product. Damn, dog. This dude with Billy, I love you, man. It's fucking Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., no. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is hot caca. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is... Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. definitely not canon. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was coming out. It started sort of coming out at a time when we didn't have much Marvel content at all. And so everybody was just like, dude, Marvel content on ABC, let's go. And then Marvel leveled up to like level 1 million. And fucking Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was just still putzing around doing nothing. You know? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is like a high school kid that gets held back for 4 years. Like, the fucking MCU is graduating. And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is still trying to figure out freshman year. You know what I mean? So, yeah, thanks, Billy the Kid. Thanks for that, bruh. Thanks, bruh. Hey, bro. Thanks, bro. Yeah, all good, Alexa. Like I said, just get over to the, it's okay to be wrong. Just check out the Discord. I'll throw the link in there, for sure. All right, everybody. I don't like when adults fight. Bro. All right, we're outie. We outie. Much love. Have I seen the new Iron Fist? No, I haven't seen it, actually. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I got to go eat some food. I'll see you guys at 1, okay? As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? I want to tell y'all, it's pretty impressive, that stream just now, because I was playing Halo the whole time. Did it seem like I was a little distracted? I was getting them kills. Rising in the ranks, playing Halo. I'm playing it right now. Can't get enough, man. Can't get enough of the Halo. And I was trying to go pro last night, you know what I mean? It didn't pan out that way. I was hoping like I could leave all this behind and just play Halo forever, you know? But guess we all can't have what we want, you know? I just want to play Halo. All right. I'll see you guys at 1. Ta-ta.